Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that this video is passing you by. I am doing my laundry, so I just wanted to make use of this time that I'm just sitting to make a video. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing okay. It's already hot here. What is the temperature? It's 76. It feels like 86 because I'm sitting right in the sun. And I have a black car, so of course it attracts that. I have been thinking about a message. The things that have been popping in my head lately, especially being out in nature, is planting seeds. Definitely harvesting those seeds. It is coming upon the fall autumn season, which you can't really tell it because the heat has not eased up here at all. But yeah, fall is my favorite time of the year, but I know that I talk a lot on this channel about how I know what God's going to do for me, and one reason I know that is because I've been obedient. The second reason that I know that is because I've done a lot of work on myself to heal and to change, and that is always a step in the right direction. And three, I've planted a lot of seeds. I've planted a lot of seeds, and I know that you have to be patient on your harvest, but your harvest will come. It always will. So those are three ways. If you think that I'm being overconfident, I'm always confident. But if you think I'm being overconfident, because I want all of you to be confident too, I'm not being overconfident. I am just sure in the work that I've put in. I have worked very, very hard. And a lot of people have tried to work very, very hard to discredit that any way that they can, or, throw curveballs or slander and all that list of things that I go through every time I talk about my enemies. But try as they may, it's not going to work because I have put in the work. Now, planting seeds where you choose to put in the work is creating chaos. A lot of times, if you plant seeds of chaos, you plant seeds of confusion and malice, then that is what you're going to reap. You're going to reap what you sow, always, without exception. So, for instance, I'm trying as hard as I can to schedule a visit with my son. I have to pay for visitation. I have to pay to see my child. And I finally got donations together to where it was possible for me to set up a visit and pay to see my child at $75. I finally get a call back from them yesterday talking about how there's orientation that has to happen first. And each parent has to do orientation. It is $25 a piece. I passed this information along to my child's father, and he called the visitation center, and he told them that he would not be paying the $25. And they called me back and said he will not be paying the $25. If you want to pay it for him, you can. Now, I don't have that much. I don't have enough for visitation, my $25 plus his $25. And so I clarified with them. I said he doesn't have it because I know he's been out of work. I said he doesn't have it or he isn't going to pay it. And they repeated that he said he is not going to pay it. So I did ask him if he would be in agreement to work something out and meet up so that I could see my son without either of us having to pay these fees for visitation. He did not answer, which is fine. I don't need to conversate with him unless it's about the child, but he will not even conversate about the child or, cooperate as far as that goes. So he's okay with monitoring the phone calls, but he's not okay with being involved with monitoring the visits. And I don't want the rest of his family involved, but I was okay with us meeting up. If he can listen to the phone calls, he could listen to the visits. We still don't have to say a word to each other. I just want to see my child. But he won't answer that either. So it leaves me no choice. He has no lawyer. He has not entered himself as pro se yet, as I have. So I have to go back to court on Monday and file a motion so that the judge can have on record that I am trying to see my child, but there is only one visitation place in Chattanooga where you can have somebody watch your visit for you, although you do have to pay. They lost their grant, so it's $75 per visit no matter what, even though their website says 25 to 75. There's no sliding scale at the moment because they do not have a grant. So all of their money comes from the visitation fees and the orientation fees. So, and they're only open from Thursday or Wednesday to Saturday. So it's very limited. There's only one resource. I am happy to pay my part, and I very much appreciate the person and people, more than one person has donated to make it possible for me to pay to have that visit, but he will not pay his $25 so that we could get that ball rolling. He wants to have control, as I have stated. True textbook narcissist here, wants to have control over that situation, wants to have control over me, wants to sit back and say, I have not taken advantage of opportunities to see my child, when everyone knows what the situation is. I have to pay to see my child. He will not help in any way that I have offered for that to happen. So I have no choice but to go back to court and tell them that I have tried. There has been zero cooperation on the other party's side, so that it has been entered into record that I have done everything that I can do other than pay for him, which I did get a start date for my job today. I am super excited about that. So that ball is rolling. I am so supportive of my subscribers, of my new friends that I've made, from the emails that I've received, the donations, the likes, the views, the shares. I am so excited about this YouTube journey that I'm on as well. I thank God for this platform, and I want to encourage all of you to tell your story too. Create your own platform. The seeds. I wanted to read a few quotes because seeds that you plant, it doesn't cost any money to plant seeds, guys. I think Rumi is one of my favorites, so I'll read the Rumi quote first. In this earth, in this soil, in this pure field, let's not plant any seed other than seeds of compassion and love. It does not take any money to plant seeds. It definitely does not take any money to plant seeds of compassion and love. Warren Buffett quote that I found says, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. That's something to think about and put into perspective, because it not only speaks of, you helping someone out in the moment, but years later it can still benefit others. So always, when you plant seeds, don't think of any kind of reward for yourself. Think of the rewards for others as well. It's not always about you. You do want to benefit from the seeds that you plant when it's harvest time, but years down the road, people can be benefiting from those seeds and that harvest. It's not just a one-time harvest. It can happen for generations to come. So think of the butterfly effect. The smallest seed that you plant, the smallest action that you take, the smallest amount of compassion and love that you put out there can affect lifetimes to come. Not just someone that day, not just your life, lots of people. It's a ripple effect. It can change everything. It can change everything. So don't just look at it as something that you're going to gain from, or something that's going to happen in a season. It can be years, lifetimes, and generations from now that it can affect. What was another one? Of course, if you want to resort to the Bible, Galatians 6, you will always harvest what you plant. Always. Always. So if you're out here trying to hold someone back, if you're out here trying to cause confusion, narcissists only know how to cause confusion. That's all they know how to plant, is confusion and chaos and drama. So come to expect that. Don't respond to it at all. Don't get involved in that toxic cycle. You've already been in it. You already know what it is. Don't step a foot or dip a toe back in that pool, because that is the whole purpose of their actions, is to get you to react and pull you back in so that they feel like they have some sort of control. It's not what you're here for. It's not going to help you out at all. It kept you stuck probably for years. It kept them feeling superior to you probably for years, off of no basis other than manipulation, them being tyrannical, them being cheaters, liars, whatever it took to have the upper hand at your expense. That's the bane of their existence. So don't you dare go back to that. Don't you dare participate in that cycle anymore, because you know what it is. And don't say that you don't, because I have told you what it is, and you have seen it, and you have felt the hurt, and you have been in the darkness. You have already tumbled around and danced with that devil. Don't you dare do it again, because you know what it is, and you can't forget. Don't say I didn't tell you. Don't say you didn't see it. You know what it is. So don't get involved in it anymore. You're better than that. So if anybody says, what, you think you're too good? Yes, you are too good, okay? You're way too good. God did not put you on this earth to be stuck in that karmic cycle. So see it for what it is. Keep sowing your seeds. Keep reaping your harvest. Everything that you put out there, all of the good that you put out there will come back to you. Be just happy. Be happy. Be loving yourself. That is the last thing that they want you to do. But that is the first thing that you should do. You give thanks to God. You pray for whatever you need. Love yourself fiercely. Put one step in front of the other and go about your merry way. Happiness is a choice. You create that heaven on earth for yourself every day. Every single day. Smile at the people that you meet. I had a guy in the park the other day, and just like this was at River Park where I walk, but also an example here in this park is all the campers are friendly. Most of them anyway. I've only had a couple of people that have given me looks or just straight up ignored me, and that's fine. I don't need that, but the majority of the people are out of their way friendly. And when I went to River Park, I passed a guy, and he even said, "Hey, how you doing?" And so my natural response, I didn't jump out at him and say anything, but my natural response was, "Good, how are you?" And then he said, "Do I know you from somewhere?" And I said, "No, I'm just friendly." And he said, "Oh, you're just friendly?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, you're the one that said something to me. But just smiling at people, brightening their day. You never know what someone is going through. You never know what they've been through in their life. They may be about to give up on themselves. They may be about to give up on their situations. I don't want any of you to ever give up. That's what the devil wants us to do. Wants us to give up on ourselves. Wants us to throw our hands in the air and curl up in a ball and say, "Oh, this is hopeless. Things are never going to change." And that is the moment that God is about to do something in your life. So do not give up, especially when it gets hard. It always gets hardest right before a breakthrough. So the devil will be relentless. He works through people. He will be relentless when trying to come at you. He will try to invade your thoughts. He will try to get you to be pessimistic instead of optimistic. And that is when you need to push the hardest, because you are almost there. You are almost there. Nothing has been in vain. So keep pushing. keep pushing forward. Even if I will definitely report to the courts that I have tried everything that I can to have visitation with my son, and that there's been a wrench thrown in it because they don't want me to see my son, and they want him to think that I don't want to see him, even though he knows better. I'm going to report it and have it on record. But even if I have to come up with more donations, if I have to wait for my first check, whatever it is, I will make it possible to where I see him, and he will know that, and we will get to spend time together. Even if the devil can cause delays, nothing can stop what God has for you. And God has an incredible bond between me and my son built already, and no weapon formed against us shall prosper. It may be formed, but it will not prosper. So I will never stop. Ever. I meant that. As soon as I started these videos, and I've told my son this over and over, Mom will never stop. Ever. I don't care what you try. God has me right where he wants me, and he knows he has prepared me for what I need to do, and I am the one. They got the one. So I will never stop doing what I need to do to be in my son's life and to persevere, and I will be resilient. So I want you guys to do the same. I want you to draw strength from me. Everything that you can do it. However you need to recharge and pour back into your cup so that you have more strength. Pray for the strength. You can do it. Don't stop. Be the little engine that could. If they throw you to the wolves, come back leading the fucking pack, okay? Don't ever let them think that they got one over on you, because as Thomas Jefferson said, all tyranny needs to gain a foothold is for men of good conscience to stay silent. So even the former Judases, hopefully the reformed Judases out there, have had a come to Jesus moment, and they can start doing the right thing and help you out. You know, don't stay silent. I see the people that are friends with my aunt, who has tried to ruin me I don't know how many times and slander me, has stolen from me, still supporting her, still gossiping. If you gossip, that's what you're going to get back. If you support tyranny, that's what you're going to get back. You are also sowing seeds, so you can turn your life around too. Just because you're in association with these people, as long as you stand there and you're silent and you do nothing, you're just as bad as they are. You are just as bad. Just because you did not do what they did, if you stood there and you did nothing, it is the same. You are complicit. You are complicit as well. So don't do that. Sow good seeds. Do the right thing. They don't have to know. God knows, but they don't have to know. You don't have to go around parading and say, I stood up for what was right. I spoke the truth. I told my story. I am free and clear of this mess. They don't have to know who said it. What's coming to them is going to come to them regardless, but you can always help the process. You can always push things along. You can always do the right thing. It is never too late. So whatever you sow, you will get back. Go out there and plant positivity. Go out there and be grateful for God waking you up this morning, for everything that you have. I see in this situation that I am in, that no matter how bad that you may think or I may think that I have it, somebody always has it worse. You have always got something to be grateful for. And if you don't think that you do, you're walking around, you're talking, you're thinking you have body parts that work, you know, your ears that hear, your lungs that breathe, your eyes that see, your arms and legs, whatever it may be. You have clothes on your back. You have a brain that's clear and sharp and focused, no matter how much someone wants to confuse you or lead you astray or make you think that you're not good enough or you're not loved or you're not wanted or it's your fault. Don't fall into that trap. You are beautiful. You are right where you're supposed to be, and God has made no mistakes on you. So do him a favor, do yourself a favor, do the loved ones in your life a favor, and start planting good seeds. And if you have already done that, keep doing it. keep doing it. Hats off to you. That is basically what I wanted to say today. I just wanted to let everyone know that I'm trying to see my son, and that I know that justice will prevail in this situation because I have planted my positive seeds. It is none of my business what everyone else is doing, but I want to encourage you all to do the same, because even if you have to wait a while and be patient, you will reap what you sow. And if you're out there planting goodness, guess what? Goodness is going to come to you. That's where my confidence comes from. I know that I'm doing the right thing. I know that God will have my back, and I am just going to be patient and wait on the Lord's divine timing. And you guys can do the same thing, the same damn thing. I love you. God loves you. You're never alone. I'll check in later. Bye, babies.